John, you can start. Do you like where this is going? Are you excited for the mid one, Duro? And
Gabby in particular. So Gabby already targeting Raging Potato there. Good luck, Boss Bimbo. No response. Raging is all business. Or was AFK at the draft. You know, he's mentioned that in Tour 2, I think, or Tour 1, where he just kind of walks away during drafting phase. So one of those two. He is at least in lane, so there it is.
But he didn't walk away that time, John. You and I saw it. He's transitioned now. He doesn't go outside anymore. He just smokes right at the damn table because that's how stressful it's been right on the side of the dive these days. Bot lane, actually, it's a stressful start here for Gabby on T1 as they will secure first blood here for Raging Potato. Very nice start, and that should reduce some of the stress that Raging's been having. Kind of like a tight spring here, Jonathan. Could unwound at any moment between these two teams, and just a matter of where the aggression starts, really. Bot lane, you'll see Whitemon just constantly chasing down Arfu, but unable to do too much, as of course Gabby wants the farm, but now with the Metamorphosis pop, they are going to try. They do have Dispose available, and it's a double stun out from Whitemon, but Raging still going to run. Instead, Arfu maybe endanger himself as they do start the static link off, and Whitemon is going to be just fine. Arfu going to give his own life away here to Gabby. Make sure Raging Potato does remain protected. Gabby quite low in HP, but I was gonna say Whitemon might hand the salve over. He doesn't though. He's gonna jump right back in. What a play from Whitemon.
Yeah, he does have a spare 3, but does opt to save it. Jump out, really aggressive under the tier 1.
Very aggressive indeed. Whitemon might just end up dropping for this. One more or two more hits will do it. Back the Leech Seed. We'll get it done here for Arfu. So happy days for SMG, picking off the Marcy.
You do have Carl's level 6 up, so there is a Dream Coil threat. He does find that opportunity to rotate, but isn't really gunning for it.
Gonna drop. Raging, though, still going for a fight here, and Gabby will just drop. Raging, he'll be happy with the trade that time around. Even taking the killing spree away.
He did make that prediction. SMG looking pretty good here, although. Rotation from Carl.
Yeah, Raging chased up. They've got the coil, but they'll dispose first. Eventually, still holding onto that coil as Cuckoo's going to come in now, and in fact, they have enough. They'll use the coil up for that secondary kill onto Arfu, but a nice blinding light away from Moon. Gonna make sure Carl cannot chase down this Treant Protector. SMG still on the hunt. They do have a hook shot up on Pylite Die if they can find themselves a target. Instead, they do find a nice little ancient stack for themselves to try and take, and SMG, they'll get started immediately. No hesitation as Pylite Die. We're trying to get the vision out with the rocket flare, and now the hook shot in. They've got the Marcy. Whitemon, he already rebounded and is going to drop as Pylite Die will try and chase for a little bit more. Unable to hold down Carl, but again, they are pretty much here to try and secure this ancient stack, and that they will. No contest to come from T1.
Good try.
In fact, never mind. Coil is committed by Carl into the Mortimer's Kisses, but do they actually find anyone? No. Everyone's fine from SMG.
Yeah, no follow through. Didn't manage to connect with.
He's in trouble now. Chase is on, but instead, no, they see Cuckoo. They want the bigger target. Whitemon is around to try and help out with the rebound, but is not going to be able to get there thanks to the gust of mid one. And that'll mean Cuckoo is going to drop here on the Dawnbreaker. It's T1 unable to respond once again with this draft. Now the hook shot. Pylite Die right on target. Has found Whitemon. And that'll be another hit for SMG.
T1 trying to get a chase, but they can't even catch Arfu fully here.
They're gonna try. I mean, Carl's got the Dream Coil if he wants, but Overgrowth's gonna lock him down. Carl, he needs a way out. He's gonna try and Waning Rift his way out with an orb, but surely the gust is gonna be enough. Great setup from Arfu. It's T1. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here, but it's a complete mess for them. As Cuckoo now, well, he'll try to run out of there, but the Illuminate gonna fly right through him. Zephyr, well, he's going to get cogs here by Pylite Die, and well, he's going to stand his ground and try to fight this one out. It's a slow process from SMG, but they'll get another.
Gabby is managing to farm, but they're not able to do anything else. It's just a stall game.
Oh, Overgrowth out Arfu. Perfect initiation. Hook shots off the mark. Is it going to matter? Carl in trouble on that puck, trying to phase shift out of there, but he's not going to make it. Or even Cuckoo just trying to save, but can't do anything. So at least there's no creep wave here for SMG. T1 though, can they actually defend? The creep wave's incoming. Raging will frontline for them. Onto the bot racks they go, and Well, Gabby, he's popped the meta, but he can't actually stand there and hit people. The Illuminate keeps healing them up. Look at Whitemon.
Oh,
Whitemon's gone.
yeah, it's not at the point where the Terrible just feels free to join in. No Manta, BKB still a long way away as well. And that's just going to lead to a really early set of racks coming out from SMG. Tier 2 still protects mid, Tier 1 protects top. So they can't go for anything more, but this is a big opening.
It just, no matter how much damage they take, John, another Illuminate flies through. Carl, what's the stream coil for exactly? Hook shot out, Pylai die, he'll initiate. Are they going too far? SMG, they might lose Raging immediately, and they do. Overgrowth was there from Arfu, but hits nothing, as now they can take the fight. Pylai die, gonna drop, in goes Carl, onto the tree protector. Arfu's gonna go down a mid one. He's being chased, he does have the Aegis up though, and is still not dropping that first life.
They smoke up once more. A quick shot at the ready for Pylai die. Could see a big kill.
Oh, right on division. Pylai die, right on target. Gabby, he's the big one. No Sunder. Just can't come out with the battery assault. Just let mid one be the bait. He's got double lives anyway. Whitemon gonna go for a rebound into the dispose. Doesn't even go for the rebound. Just a blink in. Doesn't get the dispose either. But Carl is gonna make the jump in for a moment. Again, just trying to chip away at the HP pools of SMG. Problem is they have a keeper of the line. Raging gonna be forced to BKB up as Cuckoo now gonna be chased down. Raging just deletes him along with Moon. Cuckoo just disappearing as Gabby is going to try and fight, but the link is out, draining all his attack damage away. Gabby, he is tickling Raging Potato right now. They do take him out though. That'll be the Razor gone, but Cuckoo will die a second time. SMG, they'll take the mid racks. He's running out of options here. They have not got a fight to go their way. Zephyr now being slowed up by the Solar Bind, and look at Pylai die right in onto the Terrorblade with the cogs out, but they are kind of ignoring him. They won't go for Gabby. They just want the Megas. It's a very safe play from mid one. Perfectly fine though if they do get away with the Mega Creeps to just play this one conservatively. They don't want to have one of those situations happen again. This is the puck. Gonna be used up. Nice gust out from mid one. Hook shot in. Pylai die. He found the Terrorblade again. Gabby needs a Sunder target. We'll get one off onto Arfu, and he's gonna be able to survive for now, but so will Arfu. Unless Zephyr can finish the job, but cannot. Arfu's gonna be alright. See how they go. Only one buyback on the map right now, and that's Pylai die. Whitemon jumping in, but immediately bursted down. Raging. Forced the BKB and run. Mid one, very far forward. Hookshot is there from Pylai die, but now the Overgrowth has been committed and Raging. He'll move in to try and get some damage out onto Gabby, but Gabby, he's gonna man fight back. Raging is not taking much damage at all. Gabby, he's the one in trouble. Oh, he is just melting. And GG's called. SMG, this time around, very disciplined. Do not throw the game back the way of T1. And John, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Moon, he played this game perfectly on the Coddle. Absolutely brilliant.
Going back for the Marcy again, John.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just run it back. They have, once he gets a little bit of gap spacing, that does feel a lot better for the Dazzle.
Pylai die. It's just action across the map. It's kind of hard to keep track of what's going on. Arfu's still going at it with Whitemon here on the Treant now. Whitemon is going to drop low, but Arfu's gone too far, I think. Reflection is there, and they will secure first blood. Gabby able to pick it up, and Whitemon naturally going to hand the tip over to Arfu. He's forced to eat up some tangos and have a clarity for himself. Moon will take both water runes on his own accord on the Ember. Now bot lane. Raging, going way too far, and Whitemon and Zephyr. Yeah, bot lane, Arfu gonna shallow grave himself up as Raging is gonna rejoin the fray, but Arfu's surely gonna die and will. Zephyr, he might go down as a trade, but the living armor, that bonus armor makes it very hard as Raging is still going for this. With the plasma field, he will secure the kill, but can he get himself out? Well, the answer is yes, he does. He's got no regen though, so he might have to run all the way back to the fountain, but he does at least get a bit of a trade, and in fact, he won't. Cuckoo. He's going to drop solo top lane. We're now down at bot lane. Raging. He targeted again. Zephyr is going to be out with the rebound. Does have dispose as well, but has he gone too far? Well, Gabby is going to be there to back them up, but Zephyr is already down as Shallow Grave now is committed thanks to Arfu. Raging. One more hit will do it, but with the plasma field slow, they cannot keep up. But that kind of aggression you were hoping for throughout the mid game from T1 is certainly going to be nullified now. Unless Cuckoo can find a nice way of getting this home with the Overlord. Still mid lane. They have got Moon. Nice dispose out of the coil into the Overgrowth, but a big balance strike from mid one. Not going to save the day. And they do find Moon, but it does cost them a hell of a lot for that. Yeah, Raging. Let me target it as Carl does have Dream Coil, and Zephyr, of course, has the dispose available as Carl. Smoke broken. Whitemon is around. They'll miss the grass, but it won't matter because they've got the coil and dispose to lock him down. The Razor eventually should drop, but he will have a Shallow Grave to buy him time now. Mid one, and Moon will jump in to try and punish Zephyr. Is at least going to get caught. They'll want a bit more than that for all these rotations. Carl's still messing around here with this Dazzle. Carl does get the Dazzle, but it's going to get out with his life intact. Primal Spring is there. Mid one still chasing him down. Carl. Oh, it wasn't worth it. Arfu, he'll hand the tip over.
Mid one's also building into so in Scotty, he feels really big. And Wukong's, you don't have the best way of dragging him out. This poses not quite enough, unless you have something like an Aether Lens, which Zephyr does have. So you could maybe catch him off in the rim still.
Balance is there. They've got Zephyr once again on the Marcy, though he will unleash. But there's the Hex out from Arfu, and now with the Sleight of Fist out, Zephyr surviving with the living armor. They're raging. He's going to make the jump in onto Whitemon, but a nice Hawk Dart is there from Cuckoo into the Raw now. And maybe T1. They can force the fight, but a nice Shallow Grave out from Arfu, trying to buy a bit more time. Still raging. Is going to drop. In goes Carl after Moon, but they cannot catch the Ember. Instead, Dream Coil going to catch two supports here on the other side, but mid one. He'll drop the Wukongs and zone them out. So T1 probably just going to be happy with the Razor kill. I mean, does this favor T1 like the slow game? Just slightly punishing SMG every time? Is that the way to do it? They might have another punish here. Raging onto Whitemon. Not going to have enough damage, and now forced to pop his BKB and try to run, but the Raw is there from Cuckoo to hold him down. Shallow Grave will save though on Cuckoo. He's going to be the one to drop. It's Carl in once again. Mid one, meanwhile, does actually kill off Zephyr. He's raging. Well, that's a big Dream Coil. Raging Potato's gone. Carl with a nice setup onto the Razor. He's going to jump again. Keep poking and prodding here as this puck, but here comes mid one. He knows where Gabby is. There's your Wukong's command out, but they can't hold him in. Nothing to hold him in the Wukong's command. So it is just kind of wasted. Being very, very patient. SMG will do the same. The Moon does get spotted. Nice dispose out Zephyr. He'll hold down the Ember for a moment, but not long enough. He's fine as the Boundless does come in mid one. He's going to rush in for this, but does back out immediately. Carl is holding down the backside, making sure Arfu does not feel confident on the Dazzle. But he does have an Aeon disc, so he's fine as Moon is in trouble again. Raw being committed, T1. They'll get away with it. In comes the Wukong's command from mid one, but do you have the backup? No one's going to hold anyone down within the Wukong's command. So it feels quite wasted here as, well, T1, they might be able to keep chasing SMG now. Raging, still trying to fight Carl on this puck, but just doesn't have the damage output, and now Carl will just move right back in. Raging Potato's gone too far. Shallow Grave is going to save for a little bit as Carl gets caught by mid one, taken down by the Boundless Strike, and suddenly the team fights even again.
Yeah, the sustain coming through from SMG's sick as well, though. Zephyr?
Yeah, nice toss back. The dispose catching out Raging this time around. Zephyr will rebound back towards Pylai Die. SMG, they're not ready to fight without this Razor.
How is it that Pylai Die is only one part away from a full Hex on
That's a
his
good
bench?
question. That's a very good question, John.
He's found a money, and that Hex is going to be really big. You already have a Hex follow-up or start with Afu. Another bigger Hex is going to be impactful here.
Oh, Moon again caught out. Ember in trouble, but Shallow Grave will come out early this time to make sure he's alright as they force staff him out. Moon, he's gonna make it. Another Wukong's command being committed though, and now T1, they can certainly keep fighting. Raging is the target. Overgrowth is out. They will take the Razor down, and now with a great Dream Coil, they've caught two more. Pylai Die already dropping way too low. Mid one popped his BKB, but just needs to run. Still Carl, he'll keep going. Meanwhile, Moon jumps in, takes down Zephyr in the backside, but gonna be careful not to get taken down himself. He has one Remnant in 1 second. Sleight of Fist out first, Remnant away, but no, he's gonna drop. They go too far. A 2 for 2 in the end.
Isn't quite in the line of danger yet. T1 doing a fantastic job of, again, stalling this game. We talked about what they wanted to do. It's exactly it.
Mid one, not like, don't do this, mid one. Mid one. All right, here we go, John. Aegis is down. Moon, he's forced to start the fight. They might actually have something going. Whitemon about to drop a roar out. Mid one, he's the target. Static link out onto Gabby, though. Mid one, he'll survive. Wukong's command down. Maybe they can take the team fight. And they do. Not only were T1 baited, John, we were baited by Mid one himself.
So T1 has a lot to play with, and SMG, without buyback and dazzle, feels risky to show up.
Still to try, Mid one, he'll jump in. BKB Wukong's command out. Raging, though, is already gone. Buyback's coming in now, but they can't hold anyone within the Wukong's command rings. They do catch Kook, or rather Carl, but he's going to orb out of there just fine. Moon still trying to chase him down on the puck, but phase shift blink away is there. The orb out. They cannot keep up with him. What did he use it on, John? Was it... I'm not sure. We'll have to find out very soon. Cuckoo has been caught out.
What?
May just drop Moon.
How?
They'll keep chasing, and he is. What is it, Jonathan?
The dispose range, that was across the cliff. That's across that little pit. Like, what?
Perfectly balanced here, John. Gabby, no, nice stream call, Carl. Setting up a great team fight. Wukong's out again. Refresh is there. Raging. We're going to try and back off, but oh, Shallow Grave going to make it barely in time. Saving the day. The Hawk dive is there. Carl still trying to snipe him. Whitemon out with the overgrowth. Gabby's going to come back in now. They've still not got the Razor. In fact, Gabby and Mid one still trying to fight. We'll go out at 1v1, but Cuckoo, he's the target as Mid one has the Shallow Grave to protect him, but is it going to last long enough? He'll keep going for the fight here against Gabby, but eventually gets taken down. Moon, he will also be caught out, but he has the Wind Waker trying to make his way out, but look at that dispose. Ultra kill out for Carl.
In comparison to game one, which was a calculated mix of aggression, and they'll just go for tier 4s. They understand this.
I mean, this game's over. It's Mid one and Pylai versing the world here to try and defend this mid racks, or rather just tier 4 towers now. Pylai, or Mid one rather, trying to creep skip, but Carl, he's got the hand up. He wants a high five. Mid one, he's very busy right now. No time for high fives. So he'll turn around and try to fight this one out with the Wukong's command, but Carl, he's just kind of taunting at this point. In the meantime, Pylai is gone. GG's called. They're onto the Ancient anyway. And Carl does end up getting Mid one. Game 2 a lot slower than game 1, Jonathan, but T1, their patience does end up paying off, and they'll force us to a game number 3.
It's also this overwhelming team fight again, where to me it doesn't matter if SMG get farm on all 3 of these cores. It's kind of greedy, because at some point heroes like Treant and Wyvern are just going to win you team fights even if you're behind on gold.
To come out here from SMG if they do get off to a good start. Pylai, though, already being caught out, is not the great start I was talking about, as he is gone. Zephyr, he'll take the kill on the Treant Protector. First blood to go the way of T1 already. Look back down at bot lane, you see Gabby still having a decent enough time here on this Terrorblade. Tell you that that Whitemon Winter Wyvern cosmetic always gives me a bit of a chuckle, John. Looks very much like that Articuno Pokemon, which is also back in my heyday. Shows how old I am. John is raging now. Gonna give you chase down again on the Razor. One more hit from Gabby will do it. That's an illusion though. Not gonna be enough. Phil with the Shallow Grave is there anyway, and raging. Reset, back to it. It's for Pylai, so you can kind of zap away Zephyr. Not as strong as it used to be, but still quite potent to get some damage out, and Zephyr may have gone a bit too far this time around. So this time, they should be able to punish, and they will. Nice pick up there for Mid one, who desperately needed the gold considering how this laning stage has been going.
And start to open up some objectives. Not enough to fully commit, but we are starting to see some of that presence come true from Pylai with his creep army. He can do a lot of work on the objectives. And Moon still has that strong start, though.
Yeah, Carl down the bot lane. He'll find Arfu again. Meanwhile, mid lane, Zephyr going to drop here to Moon. It's the Laguna Blade onto the Treant Protector and secures the kill. And
the presence of Chen starts to dissipate. And the Terrorblade grows bigger and bigger. Gabby's uncontested in the triangle, just free to farm up as he pleases.
Carl,
although
nice jump in. Avalanche toss there. Pylai already gone. They can't catch Raging, but they do put a halt to this push that's happening, and we saw this last game. Like, you can't find the T1 tower. Looks like Pylai eventually just gonna submit and just get the creeps out. Still Carl, actually blinking forward onto Pylai, but not noticing him in the tree line. Instead, we'll go for the creeps. Doesn't touch out, but Carl, he'll put the hand up, and well, they won't be able to do anything. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Moon does end up dying at Cuckoo. Mid lane, toss back, Raging, in trouble. Overgrowth is up now, so they can throw that out on the Razor. Shallow Grave only going to buy so much time. It's Cuckoo. He's going to survive the cold embrace from Whitemon. Going to allow him the heal to be able to get through this as Carl now with a nice toss back onto Fu. And Carl, he has not forgotten about the tips.
T1 still has a lot of ways of dealing with that.
Look at his item queued up, John. Hand of Midas. Toss back onto the Lina. Moon, again, out of position. Avalanche gonna hold him down. Whitemon has the curse if they need it. Mid one gonna show up. They'll curse straight away. Shallow Grave, though. Gonna buy a bit of time for Moon to try and get out of this. As a Spin Blast not gonna land on the toss back. Not gonna do enough damage. In fact, Carl now, the one in danger. Overgrowth, though, from Zephyr. Gonna hold 3 of them down as Zephyr TP's out right in front, but is gonna get taken out. Bit of a clown fiesta in the mid lane. But they're going to smoke up as a unit as well and run towards Gabby just in case he needs their help, as Gabby is trying to bait them in right now. There is still a lot of heroes around, but Carl, he's going to make the first jump in first. Raging. He's just gone. Oh, Carl, he's just going right in onto Fu. He will not leave this man alone. TP away from Arfu's going to be enough, but the rest of the team, they are still trying to fight here in SMG. Zephyr will get the overgrowth off onto the Ember, and now with the Avalanche toss. Mid one drops. They catch out another. Moon, he's going to BKB up and run, but no, it's not going to be it.
Gabby, even though his Metamorphosis fades, should still have enough to make work. Raging does scout, but can't really do much here.
Carl, or rather Cuckoo, pop his BKB, not minding Raging, in fact goes for the Viper Strike. Meanwhile, the actual Carl going for a big Avalanche toss out. He saw Arfu again, still Aegis is taken. In fact, Roshan, it went down to SMG, but Aegis does go the way as Gabby. As SMG, they are still fighting. There goes Arfu, Raging, still frontlining for the team is now Moon. He does rejoin with a nice Lagoon around. It's just not going to be enough. Carl is just still rampaging on the side of SMG as mid one has dropped as well to Cuckoo, but they might finally find the Viper, and they will. But that cost them a safe lane Ember buyback. Carl, he's on the hunt. You know he wants somebody to toss back. Parlay die. He's going to be all right. So Carl was more focused on Midasing his creeps. It's SMG now. X is out. Onto the Tiny. Moon will lock him down. Carl still perfectly fine to walk out of there with the avalanches. Well, Cuckoo takes over his position back in onto Moon, who does have a double damage rune. He's getting a lot of damage out. Cuckoo in trouble, but living armor and Sunder. It does come out in time. Gabby a bit low, but a big curse out. Hold down Moon. And he just goes mid one, trying to fight Gabby. There's just no chance. Oh, you gotta call it. You've just gotta call it. This draft's not gonna work. They'll go after that tier 3 tower. Carl right in. Arfu, he's always the target and he's just dead. Arfu will buy back now. SMG, this could be the final team fight, but a nice light trickery to set up into the double chains out now. Maybe this is the team fight they can finally take as they will get the Aegis down. Meanwhile, Cuckoo after Moon, but switches over to mid one, who's gonna drop. Carl just all over it on this Tiny. Because now they've got the Razor, slow it up, reflection out, Raging. He will survive thanks to Arfu, but the top racks will not.
Getting that angle back in from SMG, I mean, they're going to dip outside, maybe get a ward, could cost Pylite his life.
And it will, Pylite die. Living up to his name, I assume here, John. Parlay die. Still trying to run. Arfu unable to save him as well. He does go, but buyback is there. But mid one is gone once again. Carl just will not leave the man alone. And now what a curse out! Oh, what a curse from Whitemon, holding 3 of them down right in the back. And that's exactly where T1's gone through, John. Right through the back of SMG onto Arfu. That'll be another. More tips out. They just leave the man alone. It was one tip. They tipped him once.
You can't live it true, Mike. It's Southeast Asia. If someone tips you, you get back at them. And doesn't have AoE control. Gabby guns for the tier 4s. They know there's no point extending this one and just gun for the end game. Mid one is gonna spawn up at the least. Maybe one last play.
Carl in mid one, in trouble, getting tossed back and Remnant away. Viper Strike's already there. GG, surely. More tips coming out. There you go. The torture finally ends here for game number 3. As T1, they clean up. Carl, 11-0-13 on this mid-tiny. John, he is just... He ripped him a new one. Carl, he had no patience this game.
Yeah, I mean...